is excellent. Just amazing control he has over his emotions, over everything under this kind of pressure. Excellent putt from Cam Smith.
Hello and welcome to Little Birdie Sports Show for a Monday. First, look, I'm your host, Nikki Sylvester. Joining me today is MG for all things AFL. We've also got Toprope for NRL Round 18 review. First Look was proudly brought to you by Little Birdie TV, topsport.com.au, Punting Form and Manscaped for the very best in men's grooming. We're going to go to MG for an action-packed AFL round. How are you?
Good, Nikki, yourself?
Yes, good.
Another big weekend in sport.
Oh my God, I got the triple. I feel like I won the Triple Crown. I got Queensland, the Roosters and the Bombers. It never happens.
Jeez.
It never happens.
That's good. Yeah, big week for Queensland as well. We'll discuss that later when Toprope joins us for the British Open. We've got big news for the Aussies. But the AFL, just quickly, there was, we'll discuss in a bit later, but there's a few teams that cracked under pressure. There was a few reality checks, some big games played over the weekend, and I think they've just separated a little bit for the teams that were trying to get in the 8 that missed out, and some of those teams have stepped up and muscled up at the top there. So we'll go through those later.
Yep, cool. The ladder looks very, very interesting, the ladder for both the AFL and the NRL. Don't you think, Toprope? I was having a look last night and I thought, geez, everything outside of Penrith, that 2 to 6, anything could come from there. So I was pretty excited about that. And then I thought, my Chooks might just scrape in the 8. Never know where they'll finish.
Yeah, Chooks were very impressive. We'll get into that a bit later, but you're spot on there. Like, it's pretty wild, the kind of collapse of the Melbourne Storm the last kind of month has really opened up that kind of second. Second to 6 separated by a single win. So plenty happening on the run home there, and then the chase into the 8. Like even teams, as low as 11th. The Dragons, Raiders, Roosters all sit 1 win off 8th, but there are only 2 wins off 7th and 3 wins off kind of that big clump at from 2nd to 6th. So, exciting one into the finals, that's for sure.
Super exciting. Can't wait. Now, can we just have a quick chat about the Aussie Michael Matthews? He won the Stage 4 in the Tour de France, Stage 4?
14.
Stage 14. My God, I'm sorry. I've missed out a digit.
Yeah, you're about a week and a half behind. First stage win for Michael Matthews there on Saturday that was. So, very exciting in the mountains. We've still got Vingegaard as the leader by 2 minutes 22 at the moment. For those who have been following the Tour de France, he is leading over the pre-race favourite Pogacar. So we've got, what do we got, about a week and a half to go on the Tour de France. Nikki, you be chiming in on that on the back end of the tournament?
I'm all over the Tour de France. That's it's the highlight of my week, watching the Tour de France. But the All Blacks, big news on Saturday night. The All Blacks, they lost their first home series to Ireland 2-1, and how many years has it been since the All Blacks have lost at home? I don't know, but that is the big story to come out from the weekend. Rugby union, the All Blacks losing to Ireland. Insane stuff.
Toprope's probably got better history on this, but it's their number one sporting team in New Zealand, the All Blacks. So when they lose, it's not a good place to be. Toprope.
If New Zealand don't have the All Blacks, it's unclear what they're doing as a nation, and they probably should just fold themselves into Australia as the next state. Yeah, seriously, they've got absolutely nothing going for them as a country, and all of a sudden the All Blacks are losing. Time to revisit some things.
Yeah,
who's going to take responsibility?
Poor lost. Geez, the Irish. There'll be some beers drunk. I know that.
All right, now let's get to the big news story. We've got some Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Cameron Smith and the mullet has taken out the British Open. What did he shoot? Was it a 64? 9 under?
64.
8 under 64 today, so 20 under for the tournament. Absolutely amazing. The second mullet to win the Open Championship after John Daly in 95. So, Stan Saw, it was a remarkable final round. St Andrews, very much a front-runner's track, very hard to make up a lot of ground. Remarkable from Cameron Smith. And to think how poorly he played kind of coming home on day 3 to still shoot 20 under and win the tournament. Remarkable effort. And he will go down in history known as the guy who won the 150th. It should be noted as well that Kel Nagle, Australian, won the 100th Open Championship as well. But I don't think this is the last. This is not an Ian Baker Finch or a Wayne Grady or a Jeff Ogilvy that kind of came out of nowhere. Cameron Smith has certainly standing himself with that players win earlier in the year, and this win now as a guy who can win more majors kind of going forward.
Toprope, when he came off after his third round, what impressed me most about his his interview afterwards, he seemed very calm. It wasn't like the deer in the headlights kind of moment. He didn't feel the pressure, and he said that he played well. And when the interviewer asked him about what he needed to improve going into the last round, still could he win the tournament, he said, I don't need to change too much from what I did on round 3. I just need to make more putts. And then, what happened the following round when he came out and he just made those putts, which, kind of lit by or just missed on round 3. He didn't actually play too much different. It's amazing the scores differ so much from round 2 to 3 to 4. Obviously on day 4, under huge pressure when he's, against Rory, who was the hometown favourite, it makes it even a more unbelievable effort for mine.
Yeah, look, in round 2, it was like the hole had a magnet in it, just drawing the ball in. He could not miss a putt, and obviously they weren't going on day 3, and Rory kind of suffered that a little today. But you're spot on, kid, in terms of he is as centred as any of those big names. Like the stage doesn't daunt him. Like he knows when he's playing well. He knows when. The only time I saw him riled up this week was when he was asked about whether he was joining Liv after this. The smart, you wouldn't take $1.10 about him not joining Liv. Like he's 100% joining. And he was pretty riled up at that question, but kind of leading into the after day 3, and it looked like he'd thrown away a big opportunity to win it and to put himself right back in the picture. Yeah, it was a remarkable effort, and he has a real opportunity now to stamp himself as maybe Australia's greatest ever golfer. There's a fair way to go yet, but you claim a players in an Open Championship in the 1 year. You're not even 30. You have a game that will stand the test of time. Like he's not massive off the tee. He's not a guy who's relying on a power game. He's just got wonderful touch around the green. So this is a guy who can. I hate to be someone who goes, they win 3-4 majors. Like majors just grow on trees. Like it just doesn't work that way. But he's certainly going to put himself in the mix for many more majors over the next kind of decade with his game for mine. And I don't think there's an Australian who woke up this morning who doesn't love Cameron Smith. Like he's not a polarising character. He's not what you kind of you see with a kind of certain level of aloofness that you see with a lot of these top level golfers. He's remarkably centered, remarkably grounded, and I think it's a fantastic win for not only Australian golf but for Australia.
Hopefully, his next major will be at the Masters next year. Toprope might have a few little birdettes over there, I think.
Yeah, well, as long as we're 3 of them. Well, fine with us.
Used to be a raucous after party, that's for sure. I just want to get your thoughts on Rory. So obviously the drought continues now for the majors. I think I heard the stat where he's finished in the top 10 for all 4 majors this year. I stand corrected if that's wrong. And obviously I think his drought goes back to 2014, I think, since he's last won a major. Do you think he went out today with a mindset that he thought he was in more of a two-way heads-up matchup and tried to play too safe and just worried about his opponent that he was playing with?
Yeah, I think so. I think the fact that Victor played poorly did Rory no favours at all. Look, that's 9 top 5s he's had since his last major win, which is pretty remarkable. It was, Rory has been a different beast kind of since this Live Golf thing's come on. He's certainly kind of taken the mantle as the chief flag bearer for the PGA Tour. He's kind of really kind of giving a pinpoint focus in regards his golf since then. He won in Canada. He's been right in the mix of the line. The inability to get over the line is concerned. Like he said in his press conference, and kudos to him for no one speaks more after the pain of defeat more than Rory, and does it in a pretty positive way. He said he didn't do much wrong today, but didn't do much right either. So he kind of suffered the putting woes that kind of Cam Smith suffered yesterday, where he's putting himself in position, just didn't drop. So, in one way, you've got to feel pretty sorry for it. The pressure is certainly building, year after year with Edwin. He went in favourite in, I think, 2, maybe 3 of the majors this year. He has been in the mix in all of them. He's had chances to win in probably at the Masters, but in the 3 since, and couldn't get the job done. And to be honest, 155 and 156 or however many started, didn't get the job done. But for a player of Rory's talent, on a course that he absolutely adores and worships. To not get done, this will burn probably more than the rest.
And just the runner-up there, shout out to you guys on the podcast. Big Daddy tipped it as his roughie. I think it was at least 100-1 pre-tournament, and he's run a close second. Eagle in the last to force Cam Smith to drop that last putt to win. Otherwise, it would have been a playoff. So, bit stiff there. Big Daddy at a big price for Young.
Yeah, very stiff. Another great tip from Big Daddy. You won't find too many better judges than that. But Cam Young's had a real breakout season. You've got to remember this is his first full season on the PGA Tour. He was right in contention in the PGA Championship and was contended again at the Open Championship. So a hell of a year for Young, and look, a hell of a tournament for Camerons, to be honest.
Thanks, Toprope and MG. I've got a slogan that comes to mind. Driving's for show, putting's for dough. Okay, so let's just go with that. Cam Smith, driving's for show, putting's for dough. Let's do it.
Absolutely. And he's got plenty of dough after that one.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there is a girl out there who'll help him spend it.
I'll tell you what, though, that girl won't be a hairdresser.
No, I love the mullet. God, he should keep it. All right, now we'll head to AFL where I do have some very good mullets in the AFL as well. Let's get into the round 18 review. All right, the Western Bulldogs beat St Kilda 84-56. Collingwood beat Adelaide 91-86. Brisbane beat GWS 99-59. Kangaroos, they beat Richmond 92-88. Geelong beat Carlton 85-55. Sydney beat Fremantle 82-65. Hawthorn beat the West Coast 102-77. Melbourne beat Port Adelaide 83-69, and the Bombers, they won over the Gold Coast 103-55. MG, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was an interesting weekend, round 18. Big match on Friday night, and the Bulldogs managed to stand up there. It was a good betting game, back and forth there, and basically St Kilda just didn't show up. They cracked under the Friday night lights on the big stage. Very disappointing. They're in a rut, and they'll miss the finals now, I'm pretty certain now, with their run home. But Bulldogs keep their chances alive. I'm not sure they can still slip into the final 8, but sitting there on 9th. Collingwood, big game for Pendlebury. He's 350th. Played unbelievably again. He's not dropping off. Certainly going through the. I think he's won every milestone game from the 50th onwards, which is an interesting stat. So they obviously get around him. And just a quick note to the first year player there, Dacos, the youngest ever player to have 40 touches and 3 goals in the history of the game. So for a first year player, that's a little side note, and he's going with the rising star pretty easy. Of the rest, big news: Kangaroos lose their coach. Toprope will be happy to hear this. They lost their coach during the week. They come out as, I think they closed 45-point underdogs, Toprope, and they've come off a 14 straight losses in a row and get over Richmond, who kicked themselves out of it, really poor on the Richmond side. But congratulations to Kangaroos for getting one on the board, and their supporters and everyone in the club. They really needed it. Yeah. Richmond should hang their head. 11 goals, 22 is just, to lose by 4 points when you're trying to tie up the 8 spots, unforgivable for mine. So, goal kicking, they keep doing it every week. I don't know why the coaches or whatever the programs is in AFL, Toprope can't believe it, the stats. Their kickers never seem to miss, and ours can't kick the side of a bus. Happens every week, and they don't fix it. So anyway, cost them games, cost them finals, and it'll cost people cost teams premierships as well. In the rest of them, match of the round, Geelong gave Blues a good reality check there. So they're showing that they're probably the team to beat at this stage, I think. Very good performance there. Sydney were unbelievable going to Fremantle, getting the win over there. Big win. Second half was unbelievable. Melbourne scrapped out a dirty game against Port. Pretty low standard game. Pickett kicked 6, your man, your new man, Cosy Pickett apparently.
Oh, he's
but that loss will end Port's season with their run home. And also Gold Coast, pretty ordinary effort against your Bombers, who are all of a sudden airborne when the season's all over. The pressure's off, and they had a big win. So, some big wins, some big losers, and starting to shake out. I think the final 8's now set, Nick.
Oh, okay. You think the final 8's set? I thought there might still be some movement. We'll see over the coming weeks. All right, so let's go to the bookie wrap. 6 of 9 faves, 4 of 9 covers, 3 of 9 over totals, and 5 of 9 home teams. And for the season, 70% of faves, 52% of covers, 55% over totals, and 61% for the home teams.
Yeah, 3 upsets. Obviously, Kangaroos was the biggest one. We just mentioned that with Richmond at 45 points. The other 2 were Sydney going over to Freo and your Bombers in a pick 'em game. But, they were just started 1 point outsiders there. But other than that, pretty even week. Bookies win again.
The bookies win again. All right, now let's have a quick look at the Stings. So we had 4 wins, 3 losses. MG, talk me through it.
Yeah, a couple of tight defeats there. Collingwood, as you can see there, we had our chance to cover the line there on Saturday. They won by 5 points. We didn't win by 10. And the next game, the total, just poor kicking cost us there. We got really close, and that was a bit stiff. So, got off to an ordinary start. Geelong got the business done. That was good. Tight finishes in both the line and the total in the Port Melbourne game. It was a bit of a tough cheer, pacing around the office, and your Bombers get it done. And unfortunately, we didn't bring it home in the last one there. We only needed 72 points in the second half and ran to under 2 goals there. So a couple of tough defeats, but very, very small profit for this week.
I think I'm going to blame the Gold Coast on that one because they just literally didn't show up for the last 2 quarters. Like, they just didn't show up. Nothing on the Bombers there. Come on. All right, now if we have a look at the Premiership market, all right, Melbourne 320, Geelong 350, Brisbane 9, Fremantle 10, Sydney 10, Carlton 13, Collingwood 16, Richmond 21, and the Western Bulldogs at 61. Ooh. Yeah,
I think right now, I think probably Geelong deserve to be slight favourites over Melbourne, if any, too. So from the top of the market, I would. If I was having a pick, I'd rather back the Geelong than Melbourne. I know they're pretty close together. Just with their draw and everything, I think Melbourne got a tougher draw. And they're a chance maybe to not finish top 2 or 4, whereas Geelong, I think with their draw home, pretty much locked in, I think, for top spot and have home ground advantage. So I'd prefer them. As you can see, bunch group after that, and there's plenty to play out. So there's plenty of value if you do like a side. And I think things like COVID, home ground advantage, obviously going to play a big part. So, plenty to play out and starting to equal up.
Oh, I can't wait for the last few rounds. All right, let's have a quick look at the Brownlow. So Brayshaw, 295, Clayton Oliver, 4, Lockie Neal, 410, Petrarca, 11, and Cripps at 12.
Yeah, not too much going on. Oliver was out, should be back this week with his thumb, so he missed the week. Other than that, it's pretty tight at the top. I think it's not really a 3-horse race. There's obviously class on the board behind it, but the top 3 at the moment, I'd be surprised with the amount of rounds left that the winner doesn't come from the top 3. So, a bit skinny at the top, but it's an interesting race, and obviously there's still injuries and suspensions that can play out. So, it'll be a great night again, the Brownlow.
Oh, I love Brownlow night, and the girls and the fashion and the boys. All right, the Coleman Medal, Charlie Curnow at $2, Jeremy Cameron $2.80, Tom Hawkins $6.50, and Max King at $11. Can they catch him?
Pretty even week. They just all kind of kept their same ratings, I think. 2 at the top. We've got Curnow's got a 4-goal lead over Cameron and then another 4 back to Hawkins. And I don't think too many more. Someone's going to have to kick a couple of bags to get up there to beat the top 2 because they're just a bit too consistent at the moment. And Hawkins, obviously, with Geelong's good run home, can definitely close the gap. So, good betting race as well.
Okay, thanks, MG. Now, punters, if you are serious about the AFL, you do need the Stings, and you can get that in the Little Birdie Live TV shop from $22 a week. AFL Stings, Little Birdie Live TV shop, $22 a week. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Toprope and NRL. Welcome back to First Look, proudly brought to you by topsport.com.au. Family owned and operated for over 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with TopSport. Okay, I'd like to welcome in the man of the hour, Toprope. You've had an amazing week. Take a bow. That's it.
It was a good week. Little stiff on one of them, but I had a good week to follow up from a good origin. So nice to find a few winners heading into the all-important run home. Now this origin period is all just about survival, particularly in the club game. So now we're kind of back, and we should have teams fully healthy and not kind of resting players and the like over the next kind of 7-8 weeks. So looking forward to it.
Looking forward to a great run home. Okay, let's have a quick look at the results for the weekend. Cronulla, they beat North Queensland 26-12. Parramatta beat New Zealand 28-18. The Roosters beat St George 54-26. Manly beat Newcastle 42-12. The Broncos beat the Gold Coast 16-12. Penrith took care of the West Tigers 18-16. Canberra beat Melbourne 20-16, and South Sydney, they beat the Bulldogs 36-28. the big story. Pfaffenhausen, he's gone. Can Melbourne Storm win without him, Toprope?
Yeah, I'm not sure that they can win without him, to be honest. There was a bad injury, real knee Jack White, and ran straight over the top of him, and looks like a fractured patella. And look, it can last anywhere between 6 weeks and 6 months, but I'd be stunned if we saw him again this season. The pain he was in, it looked like it might have been on the worst end of the spectrum there. So he went straight to hospital yesterday. He's having surgery as we speak now. But the Storm side that are built kind of, real stars and scrubs, real stars and scrubs kind of set up there. Where they thrived with the Smith, Slater, Cronk era was that they never got hurt. Yeah, I can't recall too many periods. Slater towards the end a little bit, but it was very rare they would spend kind of significant period of time out. Now they've got Munster, Hughes, Grant, and Pappenhausen. I just don't know that it's enough to get them off. And they were rattled yesterday. Like, I know it's very different when you lose a player in game, but they are probably going to have to start manning at fullback going forward. So it's it's dangerous times for the Storm, that's for sure.
After Friday's game, you were on Cronulla. You did think Cronulla is going to have a pretty good end to the season, and they are having a great end to the season.
They took full advantage of a depleted Cowboys side. They were, I think, good without being great. Probably need to get a little bit more out of their halfback, Nico Hines, if they're going to kind of take it to the next level. But they're in the box seat for a top 4 finish, that's for sure.
Oh, they are. Okay, now let's have a look at the bookie wrap. So 6 of 8 faves, 2 of 8 covers, 4 of 8 over totals, and 3 of 8 home teams. And for the season, 69% of faves, 51% of covers, 54% over totals, and 60% for the home teams.
Yeah. Look, I know it only went 4-4, but we are well and truly in the realms of over season here. We saw that Saturday afternoon, daytime game. 80 points at Gosford, incredible point shown. We saw 54 in the game after the Seagulls Knights. We saw 64 in the Dogs Rabbitohs. We want to see a lot more of those games. It only went 4-4, but I think when you get a bad team involved, you're going to see some very high scoring games over the back end of the year. So I wouldn't be too thrown off by the fact it was only 4-4 the weekend. I think we are well and truly in the depths of over season.
Okay, thanks, Toprope. Overs there. Now, you did have a fantastic week. Check that out. www. I mean, there was only 2 losses and 6 wins. Take a bow, mate. The GGOA had a great week.
Yeah, it was an absolute fill-up, plus 101% on the POT, of course, helped by Ponga, man of the match in Origin. But look, we were very heavy on Queensland when the market was kind of going against them, so that obviously worked out well. A little bit stiff in the Cowboys Sharks game for that game not to go over. There were plenty of chances for it too. Just a little rusty on both sides. Obviously the Roosters, Dragons, and the Knights, Seagulls, they both sailed over. Very easy watches. Broncos, that one went from -8 to -5.5. A few kind of key outs there. So a little disappointing, that one. The Tigers never really in doubt in that one against a depleted Panthers. So it was just a wrong line. The 12.5 jumped 7.5. And the under in the Storm Raiders game probably got a touch lucky there. There were about 3 tries disallowed in the last 10 minutes. So, but we'll take it.
That's okay. We've got to take what we can get. We're a punting show. That's what we want. All right, let's go to Thursday night's game. Parramatta takes on Brisbane at 7:50 p.m. at CommBank Stadium. Head to head, Parramatta Eels $1.50, Broncos $2.60, and the line is 5.5 at the moment. No over under totals yet.
No idea how this line is 5.5. Parramatta have an awful record as a favourite. They won by 10 against the Warriors, and they were for the better part of the game dreadful. They couldn't put to bed a depleted and completely shot Warriors outfit. So I think we are going to see the Broncos near full strength. They're not going to have Payne Haas, but they should get Cobbo back. I expect they'll get a few of their Origin players back, Carrigan and the like. So I'll be on the Broncos. I don't think there's any way that game starts north of 4.
Okay, the Broncos there. Thank you. Now let's have a quick look at the Premiership. So the Panthers, they're short, $1.95. The Storm is 7, Cowboys 8, Cronulla 10, Parramatta 11, and South Sydney at 19. The Broncos 21, Roosters 21, Sea Eagles 34.
Yeah, hard to make a case for anyone other than the Panthers right now. It'd be interesting to see how much Origin is knocked out of them. There's been a fair few Panthers kind of in the gun following that's disappointing. I didn't, and to be fair, my gun's been front and centre of those ones, aiming at Jerome Luai. So, but it'd be interesting to see how they bounce back after that. So, I wouldn't be jumping into odds on. I'd be looking around backing, Cronulla and the Cowboys, hoping for a bit of luck in the finals. But it couldn't have the Panther price, but well and truly deserving of being that price as well.
Thanks, Toprope. All right, people. He has had some amazing weeks back to back. You do need the GGOA if you're an NRL punter, and you can get that from $22 a week in the Little Birdie Live TV shop. NRL, you need GGOA. Over to you, MG.
Yes, charity time, Nikki. Our favourite time of the week, I think.
It is this week.
Yeah, we had a very good weekend, didn't we? 3-0, so we can't get much better than that. Just running through them quickly. We didn't have too many sweats either. Geelong took care of Carlton quite easily, -8.5. Got our chips in okay there. Your Bombers, they started close to pick in the end, and that was never in doubt either after probably halfway through the second quarter. And as Toprope stated before, the Sharks dominated in their game as well, the +4.5. I think that started around the pick as well. So getting our chips in well, and 3 easy victories there. So good for our charities. Okay, week 20 predictions now. We'll go to you, Nikki, first. Are you going to bet AFL or NRL for your charity, which is Sids and Kids?
I'm swapping codes. I'm going to the NRL this week, and I'm going to take South Sydney +3.5.
South +3.5. Okay, Toprope for Wayside Chapel. You're fighting back here. What have you got this week?
Very hard to fight back against a lead like UMG. Gives up nothing. I'm taking the Broncos getting in early. The Broncos +5.5.
Okay, Thursday night game there. Toprope reckons it's a wrong early price. And for Love Me, Love You, I am going to go Brisbane Lions in the AFL at -18 or -17.5, up to 18.5, I think it is now, for this week. So hopefully we continue and see how we go going forward.
Well, we've got to run you down. We can't let you be a runaway leader.
It's only a 4-shot lead. There's not too much left in the season.
We can be Cameron
Rory
Smith.
blew it.
That's true. The pressure will get tight late, won't it, Toprope? So one ears will jump out of the pack, I'm sure. So it's a good race for charity, and we look forward to donating some cash later in the year.
Thanks, MG and Toprope. That is a wrap for First Look. Don't forget to download our podcast everywhere you could get your good podcasts from. Follow us on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Remember, you can also follow us on socials, Little Birdie TV, Twitter and Insta. All your footy betting action is at topsport.com.au. As always, I'll be back on Friday because OB's still away. Have a great week. See you on Friday.